Before we get into today's video, let's get a few things clear. When you subscribe, like, share, and comment, I'll be able to afford a Big Mac. Not the healthiest choice of food, but it is what it is. The first thing I did today was a back test. Everything seemed normal until I saw a return of 83,000%. This meant the strategy turned $100,000 into more than $80 million. Clearly, I had a problem, a really big problem. When I went back through the code, I found a serious portfolio accounting error. The backtest didn't actually subtract money from the portfolio when a position was opened, but it did increase the portfolio's capital when that position closed with a profit. In other words, the system could effectively use the same $100,000 to open multiple positions and then compound the returns from all of them onto that same $100,000, creating impossible results like 83,000% returns. Unfortunately, things didn't get better. I realized the pipeline had more problems. I've been building this system step by step without one clearly defined architecture underneath. So different steps were effectively making different assumptions about capital, position allocation, execution, portfolio equity, and returns. The code was running, but the system wasn't correct. I had another realization. The project itself had changed. As I was building the system, my understanding of the system changed, the way I thought about the strategy changed, and instead of stopping, I kept moving to the next step. I became increasingly committed to a roadmap that no longer represented the system I actually wanted to build. Unfortunately, it saddens me, but I have to start all over. On the bright side, I learned a lot from building my first quant research pipeline. I learned how to collect market data, clean stock data, generate signals, calculate returns, test multiple stocks, and so much more. The biggest lesson from this is that quantitative finance isn't about getting the biggest number out of Python. It's about making sure every number has a defensible meaning. So, what's next? Well, this time I'm going to spend a little more time building the blueprint instead of rushing to build a working system. At this moment, I'm going to grab a bottle of brown liquor, play some Van Morrison, and ease my pain. Thank you.